just a quick thing, and I know you put on the flyer William Bill, which I don't mind because everyone calls me Bill.
Oh,
My middle name is actually just B. Just
oh,
B.
just OB, just OB.
That's it.
Oh,
And it's so funny because it's such a when it comes to like credits and it comes to the credits in the films, yeah, I actually leave that up to Carrie because Carrie is she's a bulldog for me, and she
right.
to get people to understand my middle name is just the B.
Just
There's no
B.
period, there's no dot, there's no just B.
Well, ain't that something? That's quite neat. Well, shout out to Carrie Swift. That's what he's referring to. That's his beloved wife. Hopefully she'll be. Can you type in the chat if you hear Mrs. Swift? I would like to see you. If you should be listening to this. You should be right here. So hopefully you can type in the chat for me. Let me know that you're in the building. Yes. So yeah, they're a creative force together. He and his wife Carrie Swift. They both have they're co-founders of this B Swift Productions. Is it?
Yeah.
Is they're both?
Yep.
They're both okay. Yes. So and all of this information, by the way, that I'm talking about is in the description box underneath this video. If it's not taken down for that trailer. I hope they don't take it down because I didn't know it was going to have all that in the trailer.
LB doesn't hide a whole lot. She just puts it right out there and lets people understand. This
Apparently,
is what you're walking into.
Yes, LB is Lisa Brown, the creative force behind the Dirty D, the Dirty A, the Dirty C, I believe that's coming out. So yes, she's behind that. And by the way, I've also reached out to you, Miss Brown. Reach back, please. I'm trying to get you here too. Yes, so shameless plug, by the way. But
you gotta do it. She's very busy. I know she's working on some other creative ventures. Her and Kira and I worked together on something a couple of weeks ago, and then she's also starting to think about season 5.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Exclusive, y'all. Okay.
And then, of course, she's whether she's done writing, but she's the first full season of the Dirty C. So, with those of you out there on YouTube with your dirty minds, yes, Dirty D, Dirty A, Dirty C, you guys figure it out.
You figure it all out, exactly. And this, yeah, and you know what? And also, and this all the stuff that I could be promoting. I could be promoting this, as well. If y'all come back on the platform, because I'm sure this won't be Mr. Swift's last time here. Is that correct, Mr. Swift?
You got it. I'll be here as often as you want me to, and as long as I'm not hung up on somebody's set. I'm happy to be here.
Mr. Swift, do me a favor. Can you turn your volume up a little bit, just a smidge?
My volume?
Yes, because you just a little bit. Yeah,
I'm cranked all the way up. So
you cranked. Okay, all right. Thank you. Yes. So, but let me ask you something real quick, because I just appreciate the fact that how professional you were when you responded to me right away. It ain't hurt a knuckle. You ain't hurt your finger, did you? Did you hurt a knuckle? Did you get any cramp?
Not a one.
No, not a one. Okay, so you responded right away. I gave you a date and a time. You said, okay, that I'm available. Is it virtual or in person? Like, you responded to me right away. And I know that people have a lot going on, but I mean, you still made the time to respond. And I want to thank you for that. I really am really honored that you did that. But I also was curious as to what made you decide to accept my invite.
I'm always happy when someone reaches out and they want to do an interview like this, or they want to talk, have a sit down. As long as it works with the schedule, and that's the reason why I asked whether it was virtual, because where am I going to be? What am I doing? And obviously this is a lot easier, but I'm happy to sit down and talk to practically anybody. Carrie, I tell you, you had to staple my tongue down to get me to stop talking. So. It's just it was something we haven't had the pleasure of meeting each other and talking to each other. So right now is the best time.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and it's so wonderful to meet you, by the way. Yes, but also I want to let you know before we begin. I want to let you know you have a crush. There's someone that has a little crush on you. When they saw your flyer, they really liked what they saw. They was like, it was very distinguished, and that's my mom. She's like, who's this man? He said, well, he's fine, so yes, so yeah, she liked what she saw. Yes, I had to just put that out there. Shout out to my mom. She was trying to call me, by the way. I don't know if she remembers that I'm live, but
make sure you
Yes,
tell I said hi and thank you for the kind words.
yes, I will. I will definitely do that. Yes. So, Mr. Swift, I always like to start in the beginning. Anytime I talk about one's journey, and I love to hear about the beginnings. And I know you have some beginnings, not just a beginning, but you have beginnings because you've been here like for some time now. So,
Yeah.
but you had some beginnings. But I really want to get into your upbringing, your childhood. You know, from Detroit. Um,
Yep.
yes. So I want to go, like I said, to the very beginning, and well, you know, as far as you can remember. But you know, you know, because I like to hear the stories, like whether you was born and raised to a two-parent household, one-parent household, siblings, cousins. I want to hear. I want us to start there.
Okay. And I will, admittedly, my memory is about as long as my hair, so full disclosure on that one. But yes, I was born. I'm the youngest of six kids. Born
Wow.
both parents were in the house the entire time. God rest both of them, wonderful people. Um, they were married for 40 plus years.
Nice.
When my father passed away, my mom had passed away a few years before him. Unfortunately, we lost mom in her early 50s and lost dad.
Oh, wow. That's young.
We lost dad just a few years later.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I was born and raised in Detroit proper. We lived in East Detroit for a number of years until I was 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
The last house I can remember over there was 7 Mile and State Fair. I went to an elementary school called Burbank, which was kitty corner.
Okay. We'll get to that. We get to elementary school.
Yep.
Yeah, but before you get to that, Mr. Swift, I want to know, because you mentioned backstage about the whole initial B. Can you do you know this backstory behind that as to why you only had an initial middle name, a middle
Yeah,
initial?
that's actually an interesting. Well, to some people, it's an interesting story. So, on my dad, I was named after my great grandfather on my father's side, and his nickname was Sugar Bill because
Mm,
he used to run moonshine.
okay.
And back then, there wasn't zip codes and stuff like that for mail. They just did it by people's names. There was
Mm,
a person in this
okay.
another, and his last name was Couch, and another William Couch.
Get out. Are you serious?
Yes. So another William Couch moved into the same county, and their mail started getting screwed up. So my great grandfather, as the story is told to me, adopted the middle initial B. And so when I came along, I was named after him, which was William B. Swift, my dad's last. Come to find out afterwards, no one apparently, no one that I knew of, knew his middle name was actually Brian.
Oh, no
But
one knew. Did he know?
but no one knew until his all of his, whether it was his baptismal records or everything came out,
Oh.
passed away, or I would have been William Bryan. And if I was
Mm.
William Bryan, then I probably wouldn't have a wife named Carrie because she's not fond of the name Bryan. So,
Oh
uh,
my goodness.
so here we are as William B. And I mean, the name makes a statement. William B. Swift. Just
Yeah, right. Yeah, because you know I put on the flyer Bill because you know Bill is always short for William. You know, so I just that's in the flow.
and I didn't have an issue with it because most people call me Bill.
Okay.
Outside of the people that call me Cap, most people call me Bill. So I was just fine with that.
Okay, good. I'm glad. And also William is my son's name as well. He's yeah. So yeah, that's good. That's a good name. Good name. Yeah, but thank you for sharing that history. So
Yeah.
with that, because you said you have some few hustlers like you said that your uncle sold moonshine. Was anybody else in your family that was about that life?
Well, growing up in Detroit, my older brothers, they dabbled into some of the wares of the street. We'll put it that way. From time to time, it wasn't something that was if you want to call it a profession. None of us were ever into any real kind of trouble or anything of that
Mhm.
nature. I mean, you get back then, you get hemmed up a little bit, but none of the kids ever got into that kind of thing. Me personally, once I got into high school, I was in full army mode, and there was just no.
Oh, got you. Okay. So like so I want to establish a timeline here because I really want to get more. I want to, if you, whatever you can remember, I want to dig a little deeper more into your upbringing because you said you lost your parents because I mean they were gone way too soon. But just from what you was mentioning about them having a marriage that long, so they got married real young.
Yes, well, yeah. My dad was seven plus years older than my mom, um, and heck, my mom, God rest her, and she'll beat me for saying this, but um, she got pregnant with my oldest brother at the age of 14. So, and I believe that she was 16 when her and my dad actually
Got together.
got together. And so they subsequently got married, and the rest of us came along. So, yeah, it was a we wasn't a you look back on it and living in Detroit and in areas that we lived in, we, as a lot of people in Detroit, we didn't have much, but we learned and understood that we appreciate what you have because there are always people that have less.
So now why I mean I mean it's obvious, but I'm asking for a reason here. But why is why such the emphasis on appreciating what you have based on what? Like based on, can you give a little bit more input as to why we should appreciate what you have based on your background?
Well, a lot of that really came from Dad, and him growing up in rural Cincinnati and the subsequently the border of Kentucky. There, sort of back. His parents lived in Cincinnati. His grandparents lived in Kentucky, so he sort of went back and forth with that. And growing up on a farm, you just didn't always have. And the way he was raised is that you made emphasis and appreciated the things that you had. You can sneeze and it can be gone. B, as he always told us, no matter how little we think we have, there is somebody that is less fortunate. And
True.
would look at what we had at that time as being blessed.
Yes.
So you appreciate what you have, no matter what it is. You appreciate what you have, and embrace it.
Absolutely.
Always a strive for more and better, but you just embrace what you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree. And so before we get any further, I want to make sure that I understand. What do you have any spiritual beliefs?
Yes, I'm basically was raised Baptist, was saved and baptized Baptist. In my 30s, I converted or chose to become Catholic, which oddly enough, and this is a different, funnier, but the premiere that we went to, in the show, one character asked another character, "Are you Christian or are you Catholic?"
Like, same difference.
Isn't that the same thing? I mean,
yeah, Catholics or Christians.
Mm-hmm. Catholics or Christians.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, faith-wise, right now, I'm a Catholic. Would I say practicing Catholic? No, because I haven't been to church in some time. I believe in and live within the faith that I have within.
Okay. So your belief is in God?
Oh yes.
Okay. I want to make sure I establish that before going any further. So I like to respect anybody's faith, anyone's belief system. That's why I want to make sure I establish that right away. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what is the age? What is the year difference between you and your sibling that is, the second to you?
So that would be my brother Joe. We're roughly 18 months apart.
Irish twins. Okay.
We're the closest in the family. There's a comedian out there that always said, if you're the first child, there's a reason why your parents had another one. Because no, we can't stop here. This one's broken. And if you're the last child, there's a reason why they said, no, we're not doing that again. Because look at that thing.
Oh my God.
But virtually all of us were plus or minus in months 2 years apart.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that far of a gap.
No. So my oldest brother Um, my oldest brother Leonard, God rest him, is 10 years older than I am.
Okay.
And it just sort of cycled down by every 2 years.
But got you. So let me ask you, Mr. Swift. So growing up, because like we all, it's always a test of loyalty, a test of tolerance, and it starts there. It starts. That's why I said I always like to go to the beginnings, because
Yeah.
it's so much. The self discovery is a test of faith. It's a test of strength. And you develop so much, right? So I want to get more into like the family dynamic, especially you and your siblings. I mean, you have to share like this, say that you have bunk beds. Did you have to sleep on the couches sometimes, and had to fight over the who's going to watch the TV, and what's going to be what show you're going to watch, fight over whose snack is whose, and ration out was available in the kitchen. Like, I want to get into that.
So we did have bunk beds at one point when we lived in Detroit before. So like I said, we lived in East Detroit for up until I was like 6 or 7, and then we moved to Southwest Detroit, and we stayed there all the way until I went to the Army, and then went off and did my own thing. But at one point in Detroit, one of the houses that we lived in, and I remember how it looked, but I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was a duplex, and we lived 6 kids, 2 parents, in a flat duplex. So me and my 3 brothers slept in the same bedroom,
right,
on 2 sets of bunk beds, and my 2 sisters slept in the next bedroom on their bunk beds, and then my parents had their room. So yes, we were at times stacked on top of each other. The other funny thing, you were talking about like snacks and whatnot. the as happens from time to time, me being the youngest, I was tasked multiple times. Go ask mom if we can have ice cream. She won't tell you no.
Oh, you were spoiled?
Go ask mom if we can have a snack. She won't tell you no. Why won't she tell me no?
You were the scapegoat. You're the youngest. Were you spoiled?
No. I mean, I was the youngest, and to say that my mom and I had a fantastic relationship.
Okay, got you. Okay,
we did. We had a fantastic relationship. I miss her dearly. But that being said, we had nothing to spoil. So when it came to, you get in trouble, you're getting your tail beat. That's just what it was. So there was really no spoiling. They always sent me in there because I was the smallest, and apparently,
okay.
I was a pup, and mom told the pup no. Well, I was the smallest. I was less of a threat to her, so she could beat on me more because.
Oh, see how they do?
Yeah.
You see that? Oh my goodness. Yeah. So they use you as a scapegoat.
Yes. And it didn't work because mom caught on to it real quick and say, "You tell your brothers that." No,
the answer is no.
Yeah. That I wasn't the only one coming in asking because, at that time I was just as much of a character then as I am now. So most of the time, if I remember correctly, I'd go in and say, "They want to know if we can have a snack."
You ratted them out. You know how to rat them out. Right, because you're like, look, you're not going to keep using me like this. Oh no.
It probably explains some of the scars on my face and
oh no.
Yeah. I was quite the pincushion and the punching bag. So.
Oh no. So no wonder why you went to the military. He was like, oh no, you ain't gonna do this anymore to me. Oh no, I gotta get some combat.
My drill sergeant in basic training, when he found out that I was from Detroit and directly from Detroit, and not some of the people that say I'm from Detroit, but you're actually in a suburb. He's like, so all of this isn't much different for you, is it? I'm like, no, not really.
No, yeah. I heard. So I've heard.
Yeah, the gunfire and all that. That's like sleeping music. I'm good.
Yeah, so now let's get but thank you for sharing some of your household shenanigans with us. I appreciate that. But I also want to get into, if you can remember, like I said, elementary, junior high school. I love to hear about that because a lot of times that's not talked about, when it comes to pivotal times in your lives. So, they always go to high school and college, but to me, elementary, junior high school is the moments of self-discovery where you develop the ability to and find out who you really are as far as your anatomy and learning about the opposite sex and or the same sex, whatever you want to do. No judgment. Yeah. So, but it starts there. Honestly, when it starts that far
Yeah,
back,
it does.
yeah, because at that time, believe it, people don't understand that as kids that age between elementary, junior high school, and I was saying this to my last guest, we know more than you think. We are more aware than you think we are. So
Yeah.
I want to know, like, I want to get more of your awareness and more of your self discovery. So I want to get more of your experience with elementary and junior high school.
So when I say we moved around like gypsies from time to time, we did. We had Carrie gets is laughs at it because she lived in I think two houses from the time that she was born and to the time that we moved
Oh, so y'all grew
out.
up together?
No.
Oh, okay.
She grew up in the downriver area, but
Oh, okay.
when I was growing up, I bet you we had 15 places that we lived in. So I had three different elementary schools growing up. I went to Guyton, and then Burbank, and then settled in McGraw Elementary when we moved to Southwest Detroit. We were bused over to McGraw Elementary. And then from there, I went to Amelia Earhart Middle School, which is actually now it's a K through 8, but it's still there. And then Western High School, and I graduated from Western. And
But okay.
to your point of discovery, I'll tell this story and I'll let the people that are watching laugh or whichever way they want to take it. But I think I was roughly 4 or 5 and was found underneath a kitchen cabinet with a young lady that was friends of ours, and neither one of us knew where we had left our clothes. So, yes, at a very young age, you start to figure out that this is different, but this is probably the area that I'm going in instead of going in that area. So yes, it was a different time and it was a different space. And her mom opened the door and said, "If you two don't get out of there," and it was in
And
two
this is
is
you was how old?
I was probably about 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah, so two innocent kids not knowing what the hell they were doing, but that's where we were. So like I said, they can. I found it funny once I remember or found out about it later.
Oh yeah, because I'm like, see how that goes to show you you know, we know more than you think because we're exposed to so much. Because a lot of the things, I know our parents try to teach us certain things, but a lot of it is self-taught.
Oh, it
There's a lot
is.
of
Yeah,
things it's self-taught. But
I never had that birds and bee conversation with Dad.
right, me either.
Dad wasn't having that. I'd sit.
I
No,
watch a lot of TV
you
movies.
you'll figure it out just like I did.
Yeah.